You ever created an Excel report and later realized your numbers were wrong because of data itself was messy? Duplicate records, extra spaces, inconsistent names, incorrect dates, NA values, and even crazy outliers can completely change your analysis. So in next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you 10 practical Excel data cleaning techniques using one messy dataset. And stay until the end because technique number 10 can seriously affect your analysis. Okay, so here is the dataset I have available with me, which is a raw dataset. I just apply the filter over here and I can show you this is how it looks overall, right? So you can see this is the inconsistent data. I have prepared 20 rows of intentionally for messy sales data. Before we analyze anything, let's clean it. Cool. So here, if you see order ID 1001 over here, okay, and this one also 1001 over here, which means it's a duplicate over here. If I go at the top, conditional formatting, and I'll see this option, you can see it's a duplicated over. I'll just do a Control Z over here. Calculate total sales without checking duplicate. I could accidentally count the same order twice over here. If you see it over here, okay. So what we have to do over here is we have to go a data, okay. So suppose I'll just go in data and then click on this option called remove duplicate. Okay, the moment I select that, I can see this pop-up available to delete a duplicate values. Select one or more columns that contains duplicate over here. Okay, and if in case you have the headers available for your dataset, simply just check that option on, and you can see this particular titles are auto selected over here. And let's hit the OK button over here. In that particular case, what you have to do, simply first select this all. Okay, again go at the top. Cool. And here just uncheck all and simply select this only order ID over here. The moment you select that, and now if you press this, now you see one duplicate value has been found and removed. So now we have the 19 unique values available over here. Don't directly rely on the checkboxes, whatever Excel gives you, those are predefined, but you have to see visually where it particular value is affecting, right? In our case, it was a order ID. Cool. A quick question. Have you ever found duplicate records only after your report was published? Now let's move ahead and talk about standardized text over here. Okay. Now, if you look at the customer names over here, okay, we have a John Doe over here. Okay. If I select this, you can see this John Doe available over here. I go at the bottom like Sarah Khan. There are two spaces available over here. I go here, space, then Priya Patel. Okay. So on and so forth. Even Daniel Smith. Okay. These are the inconsistent name. I can see it over here. To make it streamline, what we can do over here is I'll just simply add one more column over here. Okay, and let's make it proper first. Okay, so I'll just say proper, apply the proper function over here, and let's select this and hit the enter button over here. And let me just do a Control D over here. So what exactly happened over here? Wherever you see the name is small letter, which is Muhammad Ali in our case, right, it will automatically get capitalized over here. If you see it over here, right, I'll add one more column over here, and here I'll say upper. Okay, if I want to showcase this in uppercase over here, perfect. And I'll do a Control D over here. The all letters are now in upper. Cool. Similar fashion, you will do it for lower as well. If I select this and type lower, select this, and suppose I'll just insert this, you can see the entire text looks like in a small letters now. So now here I'm going to add one more column over here. So let's say tree over here. Select this, once again hit the enter button, and let's do a Control D over here. Now you see over here the unnecessary spaces wherever it's available, those got removed over here. But always take the reference of proper. First you do a proper and then apply the trim function. Then you will get a appropriate result added over here. Let me just do a Control C, Control V, and let's delete this. And this is the customer name, whatever customer name we were looking out for, right? So this is the final one for us. Perfect. I'll just highlight this because we have added this formula over here. Change the data types over here. Okay. Here is another common problem. Our sales column contains value such as 120, 250, and even 1500. Okay. But sometimes imported data arrives as a text instead of a numbers. If Excel treats this as a text, sum, average, sorting, and calculation can give a unexpected result over here. Okay. And if I do it like this, suppose I'll do a sum over here and I will select certain amount over here. Okay, and I'll do a enter over here. You see the value which is 0, but we can see the value is available over here. However, the result is showing as a 0, which is incorrect, right? So to streamline this, to ensure that we are changing this formatting completely over here, go here, click on this option, okay, at the top right, left hand side top right, click on this option called convert to number over here. Now here I'll select this. Let's do a convert to number, and you see the entire data is in number. Now I'll go at the top. Okay, let's say sum and select this all the values, whatever values we were looking out for on a sum. Okay, just for an example, we'll select this all and hit the enter button. Now I get the result accurately, which means we have converted data type in a proper way. Perfect. You can also use text to column if in case you really needed. Okay, at the top there is an option available called text to column. Okay, if you select this text to column, you will have this option available and you can simply use it. Okay, removing a delimiter, but we don't really want to use that text to column here itself. We got that option and we really use it. Over the tree to remove the extra spaces. Now suppose we want to remove a blank rows from our data set over here. Okay, so what I will do over here is I'll first select this, okay, this value, because I can't see the entire blank available somewhere, but I have this sales row available. I'll press Ctrl G, right? When I press Ctrl G, I will get this option available, which is go to. Click on this option, spatial, and hit the blank option. Okay, I'll press 0 over here and let's do Control Enter over here. Wherever blank is available, this will automatically replace with a accurate result there, right? Which means as and when I do a calculation, it will not show as a blank. However, it will just do a calculation as per the given data set and it will give the appropriate result. Okay, so as and when you have the 0 value, let's do a filterization over here. Go at the top, let's say smallest to largest over here, and now you can see this data set will look like this, which is a this particular two values don't have any kind of a data set. Let's move ahead and talk about status column over here. Okay, so if I go here in the status column over here, I can see this done, not completed. Okay, done in shown in different way, completed. Okay, even if this is the value how it looks over here. Okay, suppose this value is like this. Okay, this is the value. Let's put over here. Suppose this is the done. Sometimes this is the letter like this. What you can do over here is simply select over here. Let's press Ctrl F, okay, and type done, which is a small, and then let's do a capital D, done, and let's do a done over here, which is replacement, and a replacement has been done wherever it's possible over here, right? It's a small letter of D, it will auto replace with a capital letter of D, which is done over here. Cool. Even for the similar case, you can do it the same value over here as well. If you want to add it in the blank spaces, simply select this, press Ctrl G and then blank. Let's hit the enter button over here and type capital D, done. Cool. Now you have the appropriate values to be shown over here. Well, if I want to remove a spaces, okay, I'll add the trim over here. Okay, so let's say trim and hit the enter button over here, and you can see the spaces has been additional spaces has been gone over here. And what I will do, I'll just say city over here and let's say underscore over here. Okay, so this is the title we have added over here. That I'll remove the formula and I'll keep it like this. Cool. Now we are looking out for a data validation over here to prevent the problem from a coming back. Okay, so instead of allowing users to type anything into a statuses column, create a controlled list over here. Okay, so in my case, what I will do over here is I'll simply select this first data. There is an option available, data validation. Okay, simply select on this option. Let's go here, list. Okay, and let's type done. Cool. And let's say in progress, comma, let's say completed. These are the three statuses user have to select. Okay, he don't have to go there and type it. If you know that, user is typing sometimes small d or maybe sometimes capital D. To avoid these complications, we can simply use a data validation. Okay, and let's hit the enter button. Now user can simply select this changes over here. He can pick anything and keep it like this. Good for data management. It also prevents bad data being entered in the first place. Now split or combine the data. Okay, suppose we have a John Doe or maybe this kind of a naming over here. Okay, and we want this to be in a single particular format. So what I will do over here is, suppose I'll type this, add these two columns over here. Okay, hit the enter button, Omar. Okay, and hit the enter button. Let's press Ctrl E over here. Now you see the first name has been reflected over here. Likewise, if in case you want to add a last name over here, let's say me, type Slayer over here. And once it is done, let's press Ctrl E over here. Now you see the first name and last name we have separated. This is the flash fill available over here. Cool. So I'll say this as a first name and this as a last name. Okay. The similar case, suppose you want to combine this two text. Cool. And this is more often we have seen that, right? In the corporates, in the education institutes, we have seen this option. So to combine that, what we can do over here is we can use a concat over here. Okay. So let's select this concat and select this comma, select this. Very simple. Okay. And hit the enter button. Okay, and let's do a Control D over here. Okay, but here is a catch. If I do it like this, there is a space available. Cool. In that particular case, go at the top, add double inverted comma, space, double inverted comma, and then add the comma and hit the enter button over here. Cool. And let's double click over here, and you see now we got the normal name available over here, which is first name space last name, like this. Or if in case you are not really fan of adding a formula, no need to worry, simply select this. Okay, and select this your first name, right? Let's do ampersand and, right, double inverted comma, space, once again double inverted comma. Cool. And let's say ampersand and what is the last name? Last name is this. Perfect. And once it is done, hit the enter button. So you go either a formula or maybe simple normal is equal to kind of thing. Okay, select the values and you will get a similar result there as well. Complete your code how you want to do it. Our intent is very simple. We want to combine two names, which is first name and the last name, and that's how we did it over here. Great. This is an extremely useful when we preparing a data for dashboards and reporting systems. Now, this one is important. Okay, standardize the dates. Dates are another major problem imported data sets. Okay, our data contains format like 10102 2026 over here. Okay, if I go here and show it to you over here, you can see this option available. Okay, so data formatting is like this. So what I will do first, I will change this to a date format. Okay, control 1. Okay, let's say date, month and year over here. Okay, and once you do this, let's hit the fraction of seconds your date got changed automatically basis the formatting you choose it over here. Sometimes you may face a issue. Okay, whenever you try to change the dates, you will not able to do it. That time what you can do, you can simply go at the top data and available called text to column, simply remove the white spaces and delimiter and then arrange that dates, month and year. This is the requirement. Cool. And if in case you want to add a date value function, you can simply add the date value function as well and do it. In our case, it's been simply modified and we did it like this. Finally, that one that can seriously distort your analysis. Look at the sales column. Okay, most of our sales are relatively normal, but one record contains 5,000. Okay, if you see it at the bottom over here, that's dramatically higher than the surrounding values. Don't automatically delete it. First, investigate. Was it genuine, a large number? Was there data entry a mistake? Was the transaction recorded in the wrong currency? You can identify potential outliers using conditional formatting, filters, or maybe sort for that matter. Okay. Or statistical methods such as, okay, IQR method. The key is detect first, investigate second, and remove only when justified. What we accomplish together. Okay, we removed duplicates, we standardized the text, fixed the data types, removed extra spaces, cleaned blank spaces, cleaned blank columns wherever it's required, standardized inconsistent values, added validation, split and combined data, standardized dates, and investigated outliers. Now our data set is ready for analysis. Your final challenge. Okay, how many data cleaning problems did you spot in the original 20 rows? Comment your number below. And if you work with Excel, Power BI, report data analytics, subscribe because I will be turning more real data into clean analysis ready datasets. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.